Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Data, and we're watching more Iron-Blooded Orphans, where last time they didn't fight off the entire fleet all at once. Cordelia had a nice hug from Mikazuki, who doesn't understand hugs and needed literal direction for it. And of course, our main antagonist is literally within feet of all of our protagonists, and they're having a good time making a deal.
I don't. I once again disagree on who is the antagonist.
Uh, he's in such a position as to be the person who seems to be pushing a majority of the plot that the characters then have to react to.
Right, that doesn't make him the antagonist, though. That just makes him a prime mover. An antagonist is someone who goes against the protagonist, and so far he has both saved one of the protagonist's life. Anyway, he has saved one of them, and he is actively aiding them, and hasn't actually taken any actions to uh stop them. I won't say kill them. He hasn't taken any actions to kill them or stop them. So,
I feel like a lot of the things that have happened have in fact been at his order.
I also disagree on that because even when he was the other guy, he only fought them once, and
Mm-hmm.
we haven't actively seen him because we've seen him in a lot of not messing with them rules.
Right.
His political jaunts on Earth, at the noble parties, and just meeting with his leader in that big old open sky room that overlooks the ocean that we joked about.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't actively taken anything or said anything that went against them other than the one fight in orbit over Mars at the very beginning of the series.
Right. Still, one way or another, they are positioned right now to be in opposition to the active arc antagonist, who is an absolutely amazing looking general. And then we also have the political leader who seems to be probably working in tandem with them.
I feel like we have a bunch of we're in the 24th ward scenario where we
Yeah.
have a bunch of individual figures working to their own motivations that are
Hmm.
not they don't amount to an antagonist, they amount to other characters. It's a very
They
weird.
amount to the collection of a system the characters are trying to overcome.
I would even go far to say as Montag, and I can't remember his original name, are
Yeah.
protagonists themselves, because you have to remember that Montag is effectively, if not totally, anti-Galahorn himself, despite being Galahorn.
But he
So,
also wants to rule everything.
right, but that doesn't make him a. You know who else wanted to rule
It.
everything? Jesus.
Ooh. One, no. Two, the classic Gundam thing is if you want to rule the entire world or system, you're probably the bad guy.
Griff, I hate to tell you, there's an entire book about how Jesus is going to come back and rule the entire Earth.
Really? I'm sure nobody's read that one. Anyway,
I'm just saying that not all people that want to rule over everything are bad.
I disagree on a fundamental political level, but that's not really important to Iron-Blooded Orphans.
See, I'm more interested to figure out where this is coming from. That the desire to rule and the ability to be a humanitarian are not disparate parts of themselves.
um, because he's a preppy white kid. That's why.
So you're saying that white people can't do anything good?
Sure, we'll run with that. No, I'm saying like both of those things are built into his position as literal nobility. He's coded as nobility. He is rich. He is important. And he's supposed to have that flair of like thinking about like, yes, if I were to rule everyone, I would be better at it, and people would be better off for
I
it.
want to bring
Which
up
of course
as
leads directly into like the tyranny he's going to be setting up here
I
through his like
want to
Oz
bring up
parallel.
I want to bring up. Well, you already beat me to it. I was trying to interrupt you to get there, but you brought it up first. The
Yeah.
Gundam Wing parallel, where he is basically running the Zex. He is our Zex right now. I mean, he
Hmm.
not be it in total, but Noble, who puts on a masked persona to be one of the people. Well, actually, it's a reverse Zex because Zex is the mask on first, then he takes it off to become a noble, and then keeps it off when he's commander of the people. Because remember, he has Milliardo Peacecraft in the giant trench coat at the end of the series, where he is running the resistance against Trey's Kushunada and Oz as
Yeah,
a.
Zex like has like this weird, constant existential anxiety that he goes through, so he's constantly switching
Well,
sides.
I'm just saying
This guy
that's
is much
where
more
that's
confident.
where Montag is now, in that he's put on the long trench coat. In this case, he's put on a mask, and now he's working as a man of the people to
Yeah,
resist the Oz, as it were. So it's very
right.
much saying that Zex did not have the best intentions in mind. If you're saying that Montag doesn't have the best intentions in mind, because they're both operating on the same levels.
Well, like with Zex, I could definitely say he is fundamentally confused throughout the majority of the Gundam Wing series, trying to figure out who he is, what he wants, and who he's actually allied with. And realizes that even his best friend is someone he's probably going to have to fight, which is Trey's. Here, Montang completely understands what's happening and already has a plan.
Well, Zex had
And
a
has
moral.
two completely stated goals of owning a lot of wealth and taking over everything.
I'm saying Zex had a moral through line throughout his entire character arc that, despite being confused, always worked towards the one angle. So it's not like being confused about who you are. And I'm saying this for
It's
Zex.
character growth, is what it is.
I'm saying this for Zex because I think it applies to Montauk. I'm not just gonna keep talking about Gundam Wing for Gundam Wing's sake. We would do a
Mhm.
Gundam Wing show if we wanted to do that. I'm saying that
It's on next.
Zex has a moral compass that he constantly follows. That despite being confused about things or not understanding the politics of the situation, is constantly working towards his betterment aim. And
Mhm.
that's where I feel like Montag is here. In that the other character, his lieutenant, says the things out loud on the ship when we're looking at Dort Station fight that this is wrong. This isn't what Gallahorn's about. I feel like he's what's the phrase that people have been saying online when a politician says something that everyone thinks but no one's supposed to say? Oh, he said the quiet part out loud. I think that's what the lieutenant did on the ship. He said the quiet part out loud. That Montag, again, can't remember his real name that's been said before. I'm sure Candyman or whatever. Um, that Candyman has been thinking the quiet part this whole time that his lieutenant said out loud.
Right, right. Which for a story is important to do because sometimes you just need to tell the audience like this is what is happening. Um but yeah, we do have setup, we've seen payoff. We got people talking about the different politics that are going on here. I'm ready to see more of it. And explosions.
Yeah, I'm hoping someone dies too.
All right, explosion time. Let's go ahead and do it.
Let's see. Hold on.
Oh,
We
oh.
need a betting pool of some sort. We need to make this interesting. Who do you think is going to die next? And maybe we should narrow it down because we know it's not going to be any of the main characters. But so, who amongst the cast we've been given a name that we know is a side character enough that they might die? We get what was last session? What was last episode? Drake, was it?
Yeah, Drake.
And we have Chad. You know, let's
Chad's a
make
main
it.
character though.
Is he a main character?
He's totally a main character. We have his name. He said he's very important. He's always on the bridge.
Drake said he was very important.
um I don't think Drake is going to die. But I suppose that would be a reasonable assumption, right?
You don't even know who Drake is.
You're right, I don't.
At least we've seen
But
Chad.
I won't forget him.
At least we've seen Chad in like 5 scenes since we were introduced to Chad. He hasn't spoken in a single one, but we've seen him.
He exists there. We feel for him. We want Chad to win.
Well, here I listed 2. Give us a third option so we can make the betting pool.
I'm not really sure who is expendable right now. I genuinely think if someone dies, it's going to be a surprise.
Okay. I'll throw in a third one then. Who is Drake, by the way? That's right. We
Don't
already
know.
covered it. You don't know. Who's the kid that's been painting that one mech pink with the face on it?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know their name, but he's like wears the jacket and stuff, and he's got like really futzy hair?
Okay, I'm gonna make this a 4-person pool.
Okay, okay.
The engineer, the black guy with the weird the chin beard thing. I don't know what that's called.
hmm
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's been around the longest. I feel like I like him as a person. Everyone else on the ship likes him. He has an important role. He
the
could possibly
the
die.
end of last episode where the guy is like, the best thing we can do is support them with all we've got. It's like, oh shit, that kid's gonna become the new engineer and the black guy's gonna die.
Oh boy.
That was the feeling I got from that scene because it's like I don't know why we're having this moment between these two unless something is gonna happen. So, Chad, Drake, engineer, pink guy.
I'll go with Pink. I think I'm on board with Pink probably biting the dust.
You think assistant engineer is gonna be the first one to die?
Yep, I think it would be terrible and tragic.
I'm gonna go with Drake.
Okay.
I don't know who Drake is, and
I think
if he
he's going to
follows
be on the front lines.
if he follows the Chad angle, we'll just be introduced to him, and he'll be in the background again for the rest of the series. But
Yep.
I feel like Drake is going to be our next kill, only because it seems like he was more of the fighting type,
Yeah.
and they're giving a name to somebody just so we'll care.
And of course, just before the fight. So yeah.
Plus, there's only 6 episodes left in this season of Iron Blood.
We
Orphans.
need the bloods.
Yeah, I mean, this has been very. Listen, guys, the main characters can die in this series. Is Fumitan a main character? I don't think so. She had like 8 lines.
She was not important until she was. Meanwhile, 24th Ward, literally, we have like secondary characters die.
Well, the dad died.
Who are
The dad died, and he, up until the moment of his death, had almost like maybe a third of the voice lines as the
I'm
main
thinking the
cast.
assistant, who it was fundamental to a lot of things happening and important, and then dies.
Yeah. Well, the dad died first, and that was the one that hit me harder. Then, why are we talking about 24th Ward again?
I don't know.
You want to hear about 24th Ward? Go watch the 24th Ward reaction. Also on this channel.
If you guys are out for blood, you can actually get some over there. Alright, so I guess we got our bets. Let's go ahead and watch.
Make sure to check the loading order.
Alright, here it comes.
The ship got a lot bigger, by the way.
Careful. You all right?
Thank you, Mr. Yukinojo.
Now, don't force yourself, Atra. Isn't that too heavy?
No, I'm fine.
It's zero gravity.
Stuff when I worked at the manager's.
It's not zero gravity, though.
Jeez, you're
Some of them
pretty pumped up,
are
aren't
being kept to the ground.
Got that right. Get used to it. Along with Miss Cordelia, I'm gonna do revolution.
Oh, I just love her saying that. It's so cute.
I'm sorry.
What's up? You in a hurry?
Yes, we're getting close to Earth, so I have things to do.
When we're not even sure if we'll make it down there in one piece?
Yeah, why
I know
prepare
we
for the
will.
future, right?
This is Takeda. I'm not worried about that.
I see.
It's not
Guess you're
Mikazuki's
right.
problem.
Uh, Let's shake hands, alright?
But my hands are dirty.
But it looks like my hands are dirty again.
What'd I tell you?
I was about to say, it's like, but my hand's full of dates, actually.
Well, it was a callback to episode 1 where he wouldn't shake her hand because hands were dirty.
Yeah.
But still.
See, viewers, I am paying attention. I only watch this goddamn show 3 times as much as Griffin does.
All right.
Hate me all you want, but I do watch this episode more than probably anyone reacting to it does.
Reaction on Ariadne. Confirming Ahab wave. It matches the reported ship.
Here she is.
I can't believe they really came here. But I'm glad they did.
Carta.
It's Commander Carta. Gailio, we allowed
There
you
we
to
go,
join
Commander
us,
Carta.
So try not to get in our way. Make
I
sure you
do.
do
I
your
love the
part,
voice
alright?
inflections as well.
Yeah, of course I will. Commander,
Oh, by the way, do you know what happened to him?
who are you talking about?
How can you handle this operation when you're so incredibly slow? I'm talking about that blonde, arrogant one. The one who got engaged to a bedwetter to further his status. The man who's always fiddling with the front of his hair.
Sounds the same as she always did. McGillis is still out on vacation leave. He's on Earth with his fiancée right now.
On Earth? Then why didn't he report that to me?
Huh? Well, why would he think to do that when you're not his direct superior?
You have the gall to make fun of the Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet too, Galio?
What? No, I wasn't trying to make fun.
Listen up! You better get results or you'll be severely punished, you understand?
Oh, she's so close to seeing through the
What are you
horrors.
talking about?
The Regulatory Bureau says our fleet is just around for show and nothing more.
Also,
But
hand
soon they'll know
gesture
our true
TVs.
sense.
I was gonna leave
Then
that,
they will
yeah.
never mock us again.
I just
For
didn't
we
want to
are
interrupt
the
her.
Outer Earth Orbit Regulatory Joint Fleet!
We are perseverance and fortitudinous!
Second from right, too slow.
Sorry, forgive me, Commander.
All right, let's crush these spacecraft!
This is what happens when you don't get sent on any duties, right? And you have only time.
Only time to practice.
What's up, Eugene?
Man, you're fired up.
Damn right I am.
It's like when an actual military ship shows up and the Coast Guard is the only one to respond. It's our time, boys!
Knock off the pity party, Eugene.
Let's remind them that we are actually still military.
Are you ready to go, Ein?
The maintenance chief worked hard.
I see. Looks like this one made it in time too somehow. Soon it'll be the end of those rats.
Yes, sir.
Hearing his name out loud all the time now, Ein.
That
I keep even
Space
thinking
rats.
the dog
I
from
thought
Cowboy
a
Bebop,
promotion to a position like
or the
commander
main character from
just for
Overlord,
short
which I know
fleet
you
would calm her
hate.
down a little.
Yep.
But I guess I was wrong.
How do you know Commander Issue?
We've known each other since childhood, sadly. Same with McGillis.
Sadly.
Come on up, Galio.
Carta, we have to go back right now or Father's gonna be angry.
Who cares about the stupid party? You're just a coward, aren't you, diaper boy?
I do not wear diapers anymore, but you should, you bedwetter!
How dare you say that to a lady?
The dumbest children dialogue. I love it.
Well, they're also noble children.
Who's that? You look so dirty.
So I guess that means his other sister hasn't been born yet.
Right.
Oh, and she's jealous.
Yeah.
Because she's
Ever
gonna marry a
since then.
9-year-old girl and not her.
Specialist Major?
Yep, there we go.
Nothing. Forget it.
The Ahab wave of the target ship has been detected.
All right, let's go, Ein.
Yes, sir.
To grasp another person's heart and to control their future actions is rather
And there's
easy.
Fat Hitler again.
Just unveil their past. By doing so, you limit their choices and make it easy to predict their next move. Jealousy, hate, disgrace, shame. We are endlessly harassed by days long gone. And our supposedly bright future is wasted on cleaning up the mistakes of our foolish past. It's something I know all too well.
He's definitely cementing himself as the master manipulator right there.
So, Tekkadan, do you think that the step you're taking will lead to progress? Because if you truly believe in your hearts that it will, then show it to me, here and now.
I think the other weird thing is
Communication from the
that
commando ship.
Fat Hitler was there on the
Euclid 1 has
bridge
set up
and
a
he didn't look
blockade.
like happy or
Euclid 2 is
boastful or
also on
anything. He looked
guard.
like sitting there and he was sad.
It feels like
He's like,
overkill to dispatch
well,
such a large weapon
maybe
for
he
one
does have some
losing
connection to the
soldier.
people there and actually
Contact.
cares slightly.
They're here.
Who
Send the
knows?
halt order. We aren't receiving any response.
Give them a crushing blow.
Calling all forces. Prepare to engage!
Fire! All too easy.
Ahab wave increasing. They're closing in.
Damn, I was about to say they're already dead.
There are now 2 Ahab wave reactions, ma'am.
No way! It can't be! Are they crazy?
they towing one another?
Using the ship as a shield? How barbaric!
To hide their
Move
forces.
The flank forces to the front at once!
But no,
Use the
I mean...
crane wing formation and take them
Oh,
down!
it also took all the damage, is what happened.
It's not taking any damage. We just saw that. Another instance of the ship is invincible.
The brewer's ship won't be able to take much more of this. Then it'll
Oh,
be
the
us next.
pirate ship. Okay.
Alright, we'd better make the move.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Tewa's ship. I'm like, why the hell are they doing?
Come on, we can't let her get down. This isn't the time to act cool, man. Do it.
Chad! Turn control of the front ship over to me!
Don't be stupid. You can't control two ships at once with the Alea Vignana.
Stop arguing with me! This is my chance!
Okay, but I'm not taking the blame.
It's such a drunk bet statement. You can't possibly pilot two ships at once.
You bastard!
You can't possibly make that
Concentrate! Focus your attack!
Enemy ship still approaching!
For we are the outer Earth orbit regulatory
Rear ship
authority.
changing course!
Again, I will point out that it's just a pirate ship and it's taking the blows of the entire force
What are you waiting
without
for,
taking
you
any
fool?
damage.
Shoot them down! Shoot them down! Shoot them down!
What? Monitor lost! Data link cut with friendly ships!
Come on! What are you looking at? Just shoot!
Optical sight has lost the target!
The LCS is cut. We can't communicate.
They deployed nano mirror attack!
But I thought that wasn't suited for use in a combat situation.
Keep your heads! Now, all ships with light signals. Irradiate the whole area with maximum LCS. Fire missiles with time fuses simultaneously. Burn away that ancient chaff!
The LCS has recovered.
How annoying. Now reconfirm the target's position.
It's an interesting
Hurry up!
character moment where they go, wait a second, this is completely unorthodox and expected. It's a tactic that only scrappy people would do, trying to fight our authority.
Well,
And she just immediately has
it
the
would
answer.
appear that even the quickest
So
rat
she is
can't do anything in this short amount
Apparently,
of time.
actually
Where
good at
are they?
this.
There!
Or at least that's what the moment's supposed to say, right?
Gave us all the time we're gonna need to finish this!
Glad time.
Here we go! All hands, prepare for impact!
They said the ship is fucking invincible. It's never in any danger.
-2. At this rate, it'll fall to Earth.
After the Mobile Suit Forces launch, head to their rescue.
I'll leave the rest to you guys!
Eugene, you did it.
Can I ask you one thing? Huh? Am I cool?
And those were his last words. Am I cool? Ugh.
Seriously though, the one pirate ship took the blows of the entire defense force of Earth.
Are you okay, Miss Bedelia? Really sorry.
And then their
It's all going
ship
as planned.
rammed
So-
another ship,
We should.
no damage, while destroying the other ship.
An attack from where?
Now we have the mobile
You
suit
found
part.
them. Great work. I've seen how these damn rats do things ever since I was on Mars. I'll end it here once and for all!
Just leave him to me.
It's time for a little payback!
For what? You've won every fight. This is Mobile Suit Iron-Blooded sore losers is what it is.
Gino!
Sore winners.
Crap! They're here again.
I think he meant maybe
You
a
have to
counterattack
ask.
in the moment.
I have no choice. Those suits are fast.
They're all breaking up, getting caught in the fighting. And I'm wondering
So
if the
many
mobile
of them.
suits will even be able to get to Earth then. Ah, so close.
Almost had a Gundam wing moment.
The Imagine if just the entire leadership corps died at once and you're left with like the 3 mobile suit pilots.
Yeah, just imagine if only one guy, not just one guy, decided to aim at the thing.
Took us a little while to change out the armor.
But we'll be sure to make up for the lost time.
What are you two doing here?
Darling asked us to lend you boys a hand.
Brother asked you?
Then that machine is...
If we tried using Hyakurin out here, then it'd be the same as announcing we're in Teiwaz.
So we gave it brand new armor and renamed it Roe. Not bad, huh?
Amazing.
It's even faster than before.
I prepared this just so I can finally bring an end to you. Die with some gratitude!
Yeah, well, I prepared something special for you, too.
It can't be! Reactive armor?
Once we know your pattern,
Ablative, I think, would be the term here.
Thanks, Yukino.
I mean, it is a Gundam. It is a Gundam.
Here we go, taking the hit just to take the counterattack.
All right.
Much better.
Now let's get into re-entry orbit.
Wait! Shino! This'll make your Alea Vignana completely useless! Don't ever underestimate me! I know Lieutenant Crank must have offered you a helping hand and you turned it away, didn't you? You just brushed it aside and murdered him! Damn it!
Sheena wasn't on our list either.
You damn brats!
Come on, can we just get one?
I've got pride too!
Is that so?
Yeah, I would have been down for the guy in Lieutenant Crank's old suit dying. At least that has poetry to it.
Golly, golly.
Sorry, Mika. Enemy reinforcements.
Why'd you help me?
Hey, someone did die.
And of
Just
course, it's one,
cast.
yeah, it's one of the guys I like. Of course.
You gave me the confidence to come back again.
You know, Lieutenant Crank's second in command, Ein, is the one who has to go down. More and more, I hate the main characters.
Ship 3, you're late. Recalculate direction of...
Crank's legacy continually undone.
Fool out of me. I will teach you, you space rats, who's really in charge here.
That's it.
Straight snake formation! Strong!
You can actually keep up with me. Not bad. You kind of remind me of... Huh?
Wait,
You're the chocolate man, aren't you?
you noticed it
Just like
Candyman,
that.
Chocolate Man,
Your
whatever.
senses are quite formidable.
Actually, they're pretty normal.
Whose suit is that?
Well, it doesn't matter now. This is our last chance. Get Shino and the others. We're already caught by gravity, and they're not going to be able to break free.
It's too dangerous to pursue any further. We'll get burnt up!
I can't leave like this. This is Lady Carter's territory.
He's gotta kill himself.
I'm gonna be fair, my first thought was, who is that guy?
Still some things we need you
The
to
random mook, I think.
do. I see. If you're sure it's gonna be all right, I suppose I will.
Akihiro, hurry and lock up the machine now! You'll be thrown off!
But Mikazuki isn't boarded yet.
I mean, at this point, I'm more invested in the sacrifices of the mooks than I am the main characters.
They're trying so hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I appreciate, is that these guys have no idea how hard it is to win.
We will not let a bunch of Martian space rats onto our glorious Earth!
Wow, that was horrifying.
Very.
Can we do something?
No!
Mika!
Communication is
Answer
cut off
me,
during
damn
the
it!
entry!
For a moment
I'm
there,
ready for you to show me.
I
everything
thought
you're
like the
capable
inside of the
of.
ship would be filled
Your
with
true
blood. It just
potential.
ran all the way up.
So this is Earth's gravity. Impressive.
We're going.
Where?
Anywhere but here.
Yeah, by the way, Earth has higher
To a
gravity
better
than Mars.
place, where you and me belong.
But he's also still in free fall.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
What
If
kind of
you're
place
only
is
used to
that?
Mars gravity, Earth's gravity will, like,
Well,
hurt you a
I'm
lot.
not sure, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be amazing.
I think it's like 75%, isn't it?
And we'll even have our
Well, I
own
mean, it's gonna
beds.
be like breathing
And,
difficult.
and
So,
there'll be,
it's to that degree.
Yeah. This
That's
is
right.
where he dies.
And I'm ready to see that place.
How about you, Barbatos?
I mean, that would be a twist, wouldn't it?
Mikazuki, this can't be the end.
I doubt it
These hands
is.
of yours are meant to do so many more important things.
If that was a cruel editor, I would insert South Park's finger bang into this moment.
We made it!
Mikazuki!
Alright. Barbados is not surviving re-entry. There we go. That's the answer I wanted. Oh.
Thank goodness.
Don't scare us like that, you stupid jerk.
So this is Earth, huh? The crescent moon. Mikazuki.
So, I feel like the conversation remains what it's always been with me, is that without any sense of risk or loss, I feel no connection to these characters, except for the extreme emotional moments, like last episode with the hug and cry thing. Otherwise, they might as well just be OP gods, right?
They kind of are. I was probably going to say a lot of stuff about re-entry. It's so hard to do. It's incredibly dangerous. Look, they're giving it like severity. And Gundam's usually really good about like, wait a second, leaving Earth and going to Earth are really hard things and really dangerous, by the way. And they get there, and then Mikazuki skateboards on somebody else's corpse through re-entry.
Yeah, famously, Wing starts with Operation Meteor Drop, just to get the Gundams to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But no, even that, before that, the fighting, or the ships reaching it. It's like they have multiple military ships firing on ships that are not firing back, and barely taking any evasive maneuvers because they're tied to one another, because they're using another ship as a shield. And the ship they're using as a shield doesn't get hurt until it blows itself up to release the nano mirror particle shit. It's like, it's just emphasizing the fact there's no risk to the good guys. And if there's no risk, I'm not invested.
It's hard to directly understand what damage is in this particular series. Like in the other ones, like Gundam Wing is my example. They explicitly go out of their way to state Gundams are made of such strong stuff that it is almost impossible to hurt them. And it takes these big knockout brawls for anything to even happen, and it shows that. But everything else explodes like after like 1-2 hits. Here, yeah, it's hard to tell like how much damage can a ship take before it's not functional, or are they just like using it for the engines? I'm not really sure.
In this universe, Gundam isn't a thing, so we've already covered that in a previous discussion.
Yeah, we did.
All Gundams all mecha are the same in this one. Additionally, we are seeing the visual aspect of them taking damage, which is that we're getting the ricochet noises from the gun blast that they're taking, and we're seeing the effect of it hitting the hull, and the flash happens, and it fades away, and there's no physical damage to the hull, which means that there's no internal damage.
There was one moment during the fight where, point blank with each other, they fire missiles, and they explode, and it gives the impression that it does nothing more than knock them away for a moment and disorient them for a second.
Well, I was still talking about the ships, not the mobile
Yeah.
suits.
Well, I mean, like this is a thing overall of like how do we interpret what we're seeing to what are the effects that we expect to happen.
Right. Well, I'm covering the opening part of the episode more so than dissecting the Gundam fight, or I'm gonna say mecha fight.
Right.
Because the opening gambit is the introduction to there are no stakes, because they're entering Earth's most protected force, right? The implication you get is that these guys don't see a lot of action, but at the same time, they're the force that defends the planet itself, and there's a lot of them, and they do nothing, right?
Yeah.
Again, they do nothing. They all fire. They all hit one ship. They do nothing. That ship explodes later, and then their main ship rams a space station at full speed, because you see the burners go hard, and then they go even harder to show that they're moving even faster than before. Full on ram a space station. Damage to the space station, no damage to their ship, and they get away.
Right. On a realism perspective, Iron-Blooded Orphans does not care. On a character or narrative standpoint, I see exactly the things it's going for. It sets up Eugene to have his moment where he gets to do his heroism. That's what he was doing. We saw his arc. He goes through it. He succeeds. He does his thing. He hurts for it, but he does what he wants. We have Cardi's moment where she demonstrates like she is intelligent and understands even these like unorthodox strategies and what to do, but also failed in general to succeed at her goal. She's intelligent, but like we've mentioned, not experienced, and we see that. We see, of course, also the main fight, which is between Mikazuki and his like rival here now, which honestly is what it is. And we see what's the guy with the mask again? I already forgot.
I'm not keeping you hanging. I just can't remember all of some stuff. It starts with M-O...
Moriarty.
Morton?
We'll go with Moriarty. Mordred. Mildred.
Morton. Monty. It's an M-O name. I just totally forgot.
Montang.
Well, my thing is that I'm listening to you and I'm keeping the elements I want to respond to in my head, so I'm trying not to...
Okay, but so we also have Montang come in, and he shows a friendly sort of equality with Mikazuki, and demonstrates, without him really doing a whole lot, that, oh, we're supposed to interpret that they're equals, and we know later on when they have to clash that this is going to be intense. So we kind of get that. Narratively, they do all the right things, they drop all the right information, and they move everything forward.
It is... I mean, I appreciate you're coming at this with a... We've set up scenes, and now these scenes have rewards sort of point of view. This channel is mainly, so far, an RPG channel, right?
Yeah.
And now, we are entering a scenario of, well, I'm set up as a rule before we started playing that nobody can die. Right? Nobody can die unless you say you die, or something like that. Nobody can die. And then, I'm going to introduce a lot of combat scenes, right? Now, from the inside, we're like, okay, this is setting up a narrative, and the narrative is going to have story-based rewards, right? And from the outside, I'm watching you guys have a combat, and I'm like, but didn't we set up that nobody can die? So, this really feels like I'm wasting time watching you guys fight. And that's the scenario that I'm in now, is why are we having combats in this realm that nobody can die? And I know... narratively, we haven't set up, or story-wise, we haven't set up that none of these people can die, because we try to shove people out there like Fumitan, who does die. But, I mean, even thinking back, Kudelia, standing in the middle of the street, everybody else in the street gets mowed down by gunfire and is massacred, as a point of fact, to show the story progressing, her own, mental state, to become the Maiden of Revolution. But she's fine, she's a main character. These people are fucking immortal, and it's taking me out of any threat or risk assessment, and furthermore, it's harming my ability to care about the other side as well. It's like, yeah, I like I like Ein's storyline because I liked Crank, and he's all following Crank's legacy. Oh well, they killed Ein because they're fucking invincible, and now the only thing, the investment I have in all the other characters is being taken away because they're gonna win fights all the time. So that's what I'm saying is I appreciate the narrative. We're gonna introduce this element just so we can give this character a moment to shine. Cool, but I don't feel like that means anything in a world where only the main characters shine. It sounds weird saying it out loud, but at the same time, it's where we're
Yeah.
at 19 episodes in.
If I were to go ahead and give an answer to, so what's the point of fighting if we don't die? It's the same as in the RPGs. Well, you could still fail. They could have not gotten to Earth. Their plans could have been thwarted. They could have been pushed back. Maybe not everyone gets there. Maybe they end up split up. There are possibilities that could have happened. But like you said, the main characters also can't fail either, so... or at least they have not yet in any meaningful way, right?
Right. Well, I'm including the
So,
fail
yeah.
state in the can't die. Dying
Yeah,
is
so
the
I'm with you in a
dying
lot
is
of
the
those.
most obvious fail state of a combat in an RPG. In that you don't PCs don't run away. It's a well-known fact. So dying
Right, so you
is
don't
the
gotta
obvious
say
fail state.
anymore. Yeah, I'm totally with you on it, is what I'm gonna say. I'm with you on it. I want to see in what way can they fail, and where do they do it, and then how do they deal with it. I want to know how they treat that.
You got to remember,
But I
Griff.
guess this is also supposed to be a very positive story too.
You got to remember, Griff. I'm not only explaining it to you when I'm explaining the RPG elements. I'm also explaining it to the first-time viewer who might be seeing this and doesn't watch our RPG elements or notes from the ALF the RPG.
What are you guys
podcast.
doing? Not watching literally every single video we put out? How dare you? Other positive thing to say here, though. I appreciate the mooks, and they're not merely being suicidal. That guy going into reentry, totally suicidal, but he at least put up a good show of caring about what he was doing and trying to meet his objectives, and we had all of the forward from the narrative to show that they've been pumped up, and they're all about resolve and fortitudeness, you know.
Yeah, because everybody else retreated, and he was the one that went forward. It said, if we push forwards, we're going to die in reentry. And this guy was like, you're not laying a finger on my Earth.
Right, exactly. They have motivations, they have cares, and when I think of like me running mooks in like RPGs, like we were saying before, I'm thinking, I bet I could probably start thinking about them in these ways, where I can explain their apparently suicidal tendencies against the invulnerable PCs as, hey, they really want you to not succeed here.
You know,
and that kind of perspective it's a thing that I don't normally think of.
The
because I think
analogy
they want to live.
The analogy I feel like I'm getting here is that, did you ever play SimCity?
I've played a lot of SimCities.
Yeah. You play SimCity, you build up your city, you get invested, and then slowly you get bored, right? You get bored because my economics are working just fine. I've got all my commercial zones in places where they're going to make me money, and my industrial zones are doing the things. I've got all the building, my transportation network's fine. I'm just kind of getting bored of always winning. So I'm just going to scroll over here to my natural disasters button to let Bowser go walking through the city.
Let me find the meteorite.
That's what I feel like, is that our main characters are the mayor of SimCity. In that, at worst, he's just going to flounder. At best, he's not going to fail. You can't hurt the mayor of SimCity. Even if you destroy the entire city, you still have a little window where the mayor's running around, because he's just always going to be there. What you care about is these people on the ground that you can zoom in on. And Bowser's coming. You guys better get out of there. These people have lives, and we know from the outside that they can be hurt and we can lose everything. And for some reason, we keep zooming in to see that their backstory, or, hey, this girl fell in love with that guy, and then he fell in love with a 9-year-old girl.
It reminds me of SimCity 4, where you could actually take your Sims 1 Sims and put them into the game, into your Sim City, and then you could drop a meteor on them.
That's what I'm saying, though, is that I get the feeling that our main characters are just the forces of nature of the mayor of SimCity, and that our mooks and our bad guys are just the people that live in the city.
Poor Sims.
That we can get more invested in them because we know that they have more to lose because they are never going to win.
Right. So I think there are 3 things I want to go ahead and end on. There's 2 perspectives to take here, which is either the main premise of everyone is killable is not true when we just watch in a different way, or B, it's true in the second season, and the first season is completely different.
That'd be a hell of a juxtaposition they have given us, is that, oh, just wait. And by wait, they meant wait a year.
A whole season of it passes by, right? So that's it. We could take those perspectives. I'm sure one of those might be true here. Or 3, it's all true when it's just gonna all happen at once.
I have to admit,
dies.
When the thought that
we have a Red Wedding episode.
What was his name? Mikazaki? I keep forgetting his full name.
Mikazuki.
I want to say Mikazuki. Is that not the name of a motorcycle? Anyway, Mikazuki starts falling to Earth, and it's like, oh my god, they're crying. Is he about to die? I have to admit, the thought of, does Mikazuki dying make up for the disappointment that I have felt so far? And the thought in my head was, no. If he dies, I still don't care, because...
I would care. I'd be like, wow, you changed the entire premise of everything here.
Yeah, well, you also had like a big investment in him in the first episode, but to me, it's like, well, if he's falling from orbit and his suit's falling apart, he should die. I guess my investment would just be double lessened if he survived. Oh, look, he survived. Well, what the hell? But I'm just saying that I don't... There's no specific loss that I feel would make anything feel less disappointing at the moment. It's just, I need the story to play out like it should, and not as a power fantasy, which it feels like.
Right. It would be hard to please you specifically at this point, I think.
That's what she said.
I do have one more thing to end off on without responding to that comment. One last thing is, and this is the most important question, who was Derek? Or Drake?
Well, apparently you've forgotten which one.
Wait, which one was he?
No, which one? Derek or Drake?
I'm pretty sure it was Drake.
Could have been Derek.
Could have been. Who was he?
Well, remember,
Which person was he?
Remember in the episode after Chad introduced himself, we didn't get introduced to Chad again until like 2 episodes later.
So we have no idea who he was.
No. I'm sure somebody will tell us in the comments if they got this far through the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
If they got through the mustached man's mean words.
You're so mean. You're so terrible.
I can't believe he hates this show so much. It's amazing that he watches every episode 4 times.
I hate this thing. Continues watching. Has 4,000 hours on video game he hates.
God, I can't believe that mustache man hates it so much that he ranked it 4 out of 5 stars.
You're such a killjoy.
Look, I can hate a thing and love a thing at the same time. It's a human mind, right?
We, as I mentioned before, we are highly critical of literally everything, but that just means we're actually paying attention. So,
Return of Fat Hitler.
I think that's probably going to be it for today then. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and this has been Iron-Blooded Orphans, where, more blood.
Less orphans.
More blood, less orphans. That's the tagline. See you next time, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?